Hi everyone. Today I want to run through real quickly some of the foods that I eat. I also want to say if you have a medical condition, this is a good healthy diet, but it's always a good idea to discuss it with your doctor and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this vegan diet and here's how I plan on doing it. So I wanted to give you some information today about how I do it. As I've said before, for me, it's sort of like going back to my roots. So I don't feel deprived. The one question that has come up a lot with people is, how do you make sure that you get your protein? Well, if you're eating a good combination of beans and seeds and peas, there's protein in a lot of different vegetables. But to make sure that I'm getting a complete protein, I don't completely cut out eggs because the albumin in the egg whites have all of the different amino acids that you need. But also, I use a good protein mix for shakes, and I try to do those at least every other day. Plus, I get a good quality collagen, and with my hot coffee in the morning, I'll add a couple teaspoons of collagen. Plus, I go ahead and use my sweetened creamer that I like. I don't overdo it, but I like it, so it makes my coffee taste good. So that's kind of how I get the proteins in there. But then I just wanted to run through really quickly. One of my staples for breakfast is I make up this big container of breakfast cereal. It consists of about half rolled oats, and then I add in other stuff that's going to give it good flavor and make it a little bit sweet so that I don't have to worry about adding sugar or honey, although if you do a little bit of that, it's not going to hurt you. But I add in raisins or craisins or dates because those are naturally sweet. I'll also add in a couple of cups of sweetened shredded coconut because that gives it a good flavor, a good crunch. I add in different kinds of nuts. About half of my cereal is rolled oats, but the other half is all these goodies that make it taste wonderful. So that's one of my breakfast cereals. Another one is I make flatbread with oat flour, and I can make it so that it's savory or sweeten it with a little bit of a natural sweetener, a tiny bit, and add some cinnamon. I eat them with applesauce or with peanut butter or with jams that are made by just boiling the fruits down to the point where you don't have to add any sugar, natural, unsweetened jam, or apple butter. That's a low sugar kind of apple butter. As I said, I also do the shakes. I do them with frozen berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, mixed berries. Makes them taste kind of like ice cream. And sometimes I'll have those at night, say at 6 or 7 in the evening when I have a sweet tooth that's really getting to me. I'll make myself a protein shake. As I said, I do scrambled eggs. When I do the eggs, or I do hash browns as well, I try to add lots of other vegetables, like I'll add shredded onions, peppers, mushrooms, zucchini, shredded zucchini, whatever it is that vegetables that I have around. I try and shred some of those up and put it in with my scrambled eggs. Spinach is a good thing to put in with them or in with the hash browns. Another thing I'll do is a fruit salad. I'll mix it up. I'll have it around for after meals because it's a dessert for me. So I'll just add whatever fruits that I like. And then a little secret here that's really good is whipped toppings. Oh my gosh, you can add a little bit of a whipped topping and it makes a fruit salad really zing. And I add nuts and sometimes coconut to my fruit salads, and they'll be fresh in the refrigerator for a couple of days. So if you make up a big batch, you have it on hand already. Hit me up with your ideas. If you have different things that you have for breakfast that's vegetable based, then let me know. I'm always open to new ideas because I hope this is a way that we're going to share some things. For lunch, I might have the protein shake. I might have a sandwich with some dark rye bread and some kind of dense bread. And I'm not really into making all my own bread. I might have a sandwich with sliced tomato and olive oil based mayonnaise, which makes it taste really rich, really good. I might have a sandwich with just guacamole. But I might take a corn tortilla and add all kinds of veggies in there, cooked or raw. Start out with refried beans or hummus, and sometimes I'll put some Impossible Meat crumbles on it and add all those veggies, then the salsa that I want or guacamole. I make vegetable soups and I make them the way that I like them. And it might mean that I'm adding noodles to them, or I'm adding potatoes to it, to the soup, to flavor it the way I like. And you can do the same thing. I make bean soups. I'll make them with peppers and onions and garlic and sometimes those little pepperoncinis, flavors that I like. So then for dinner, I know we're all trained so that dinner should be the big meal and it should be very filling. So the key to that is to make sure that there's a variety of foods there. Eat your dinner as early as you can, because what you eat late is going to stay in your stomach overnight, and that can cause acid reflux. It causes your blood sugar to go up overnight because your body is still processing food. And if you can eat it early, that gives your body a chance to digest it. It gets into your bloodstream, and then overnight your body can rest. Key to dinners is to have a lot of variety there. And there is a lot of wonderful flavored varieties out there in nature. For example, I might have beans and cornbread with roasted carrots, or with a big green salad made with either lettuce or the chopped salad with cabbage or with spinach. And then I try to just throw in all the vegetables I possibly can: onions, peppers. I add chopped up apples. I add nuts. So you can make a salad that is itself a big variety dish, and it has lots of good stuff in it. That might be a meal. I make chili with Impossible Meat and try to add the onions and peppers and all that stuff with it. I make fried potatoes with onions, peppers, zucchini, and have that salad on the side. I make stuff like sauteed cabbage with other veggies added in, and then maybe a roasted root vegetable, like a roasted potato. There's an olive oil butter, but if you can't stand potatoes unless they have some butter, there's an olive oil butter out there that's plant-based, and it's really good. Roasted sweet potatoes are wonderful. Roasted squash, like acorn squash or butternut squash. You can stick them whole, just wash them, stick them whole in the microwave and cook them until they're soft. They are wonderful, and have it along with a salad. I add boiled eggs again to my salad to make sure that at some point I'm getting that complete protein that's there in the albumin of the eggs. I make pasta salads, or I make pasta dishes and add all the veggies and all the good stuff that I can think of. In my pasta salad, I'll do some chopped green onions, some chopped mushrooms, rinsed beans, olives, green and black, just whatever stuff that you can think of. Again, I like the little pepperoncinis, and add some Italian dressing to dress my pasta salad. There are a lot of things that you can do. Think about the root vegetables that are out there that maybe you haven't tried in a long time. And this is by no means an exhaustive list. As a matter of fact, again, if you have ideas, or if you have particular meals that you really like that's vegetable dishes, hey, let me know. I want to try to include those, and we all need to help each other with this. Once or twice a week, I'll eat white fish, like cod is really good, and you can pan sear it with some paprika and some garlic, some lemon pepper, whatever the flavor you like, and a little olive oil or avocado oil, and pan sear it. It's really, really, really good. you can also do chicken breasts and make sure that there's no fat on them so that you're not getting the saturated fat. Do I do desserts? I most certainly do. That's one of the best things about going on this diet for me. I make my own oatmeal raisin cookies, and sometimes when I'm really feeling like, wow, I need to give myself a treat, I'll just buy them at the store or buy peanut butter cookies. If you buy them at the store, you have to be careful about how many you eat because they do have a lot of sugar. Whereas if you make them on your own, you can make them a lower sugar version. I make mine with oat flour because that's one thing that doesn't raise your blood sugar. I make banana nut bread. I make zucchini nut bread, pumpkin nut bread. If you say nut bread or or sweet bread, I make it. I like it. I make it with oat flour. I make banana pudding where I just mash up bananas and stick them in my little Ninja with some applesauce and some ground flaxseed because that helps thicken things. I make my own puddings that way. So again, if you have dessert ideas, hit me up. So hopefully this is going to give you some ideas. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.